Hello, my name is Prime, and welcome back to ATS Showcases, and today we're going to haul some packaged food. From here in Oakland, California, we're going to head down to Santa Cruz today. A short and sweet delivery, but I think it'll be a great one indeed, and we're driving the Kenworth T680 Next-Gen, the 100th anniversary edition of the truck, of course, because as of recording this video, that is the only version of the T680 Next-Gen that we can get within the game. But it is powered by a wonderful paccar MX13 sound mod by SlavJerry, which is available on the Steam Workshop, so I'll have a link for that down in the description below. So without further ado, let's get this T680 started up and get on the road. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I certainly am. It's great to be back here in ATS, and of course, great to be driving the Kenworth T680 Next-Gen once again, and we are back here in Oakland, California. There's a little bit of a reason for that for those who've been following around the channel, or maybe just the blog post on its own. You probably know how busy of a week and significant of a week it's been in terms of news for ATS, and yeah, there's a lot going on here right now. We're gonna make our way outside. Say hi to Jeff. I think Jeff is on. Yeah, there he is. Say hi to Jeff. Oh, the good old running joke. I stole that one from Squirrel. I do apologize. For those who've followed Squirrel for a long time, that was a big running joke when he played ATS and ETS 2. But let's go ahead and roll out of here of Oakland at the port, because there's a lot of changes happening. And of course, as I mentioned, there is an engine mod in this truck today. However, the changes that the mod brings in is very, very minor. A wonderful mod indeed by SlavJerry, but it is just minor tweaks to the engine sound, because in all honesty, the paccar MX engines that are in the T680 stock in American Truck Simulator are actually quite good, or really good actually, in terms of realism. So I can't really complain a whole lot about it, but the engine mod is just something I thought it'd be really nice to kind of try it out, and it does. It's mainly the fan noises, as far as I know. Kind of adds a nice tasteful addition there to the engine, so overall it's quite nice there. But in terms of news, there's been a pretty good three-peat here of blog posts around ATS, and I might as well start from the newest as of recording this video and go back three there to what I would have left off from the last ATS showcase, where I summarized the other ones. So of course, the biggest one arguably is another blog post on the California rework phase. And what is going on here? Do we have gridlock? Seriously, there's gridlock. You gotta love it. This is part of the old section of ATS. I was just about to talk about it anyways. Classic. So this is another section of total not prime realism here, but we got a delivery to do, so we are just going to, I probably should put hazards on, you know, be safe. Sorry car, we're gonna go ahead and swing around here. Continue on the delivery. As I was just about to say, you know, in the old section of the map where things are, well, not as what we're used to in a layout as of Oakland, is definitely something that I think we can all know is not maybe the best. But anyways, biggest news, California rework, another major blog post on it, finally talking about the Bay Area, and of course, hence why I'm back here in the Bay Area today, going from Oakland to Santa Cruz. But it was a wonderful blog post to cover, and it's going to be one that we're going to talk about and of course experience soon, well, hopefully sooner than later in ATS. But that blog post focused on, well, Oakland and San Jose. Yes, San Jose will be coming to American Truck Simulator with the next phase of the California rework project, that being phase 3. And so the biggest thing with that blog post, besides the fact that, well, we can expect to have San Jose coming, is that Oakland is also kind of becoming more of a proper city, as you may be able to tell around here, kind of as we've been driving around, and that little bit there where I picked up from at the port is very much the only thing relevant to Oakland, really, that's modeled in this version of the game. We look over anywhere in this direction, there isn't really a whole lot of city life for Oakland, but that is changing. Oakland is actually going to become a full-on proper city itself. There'll be different cargoes to pick up from besides the port. The port area and the industrial areas is one side of it, but there's going to be other changes as well. We're going to actually go ahead and stop at the toll gate today. Might as well do that, considering we're in those lanes anyways. However, Oakland going to be wonderful to finally have more of a city side to it, not just this basically, oh man, $25 to go across the Oakland Bridge today. A little bit pricey, if you ask me. It's going to be nice to have Oakland actually as more of a proper city that we know and love here in ATS because it just adds more realism to it. Of course, that's besides the point. It is a city at the end of the day, but it's definitely going to be really nice to have Oakland as more of a proper city, not just delivering to the port. Because for those who know, the port area that's just over, well, yonder, although very important, is pretty much the only main source of cargo around here in Oakland. Not a whole lot else. So yeah, it's gonna be nice to have some other options there. And I'm gonna see if I can get over into the lane. Yeah, that truck is slowing down. I'm pulling up a little bit of speed here, which is perfect. So yeah, it's gonna be wonderful to have that. And of course, San Jose. There's gonna be fuel cool slings that come in with San Jose as well. Of course, it being its own city, there could be some nice things there. But it's going to be wonderful to have that. The Bay Area itself filled in a bit more. It's a very, very populous area. Obviously, with San Fran, we haven't learned specifically about San Francisco. Let's see if I can say this. San Francisco yet. There we go. Tongue twister. Haven't actually heard a whole lot about it yet in the blog post, at least as of recording this video. And so it's just going to be one of those things where we have to wait and see. It's going to happen very soon. Maybe by the time you're watching this video, maybe you're watching it in the future, it's already out. Well then, good for you. Hopefully the city is not disappointed. But to be honest, considering this is all what stock American Truck Simulator was and will be changing very soon as we go through a post there. Wonderful cinematography by myself, if I may say so. Obviously, there's been major changes since the release, and we're driving the newest truck to the game, so kind of a blend of old and new. But the base city of San Francisco was always kind of a hub anyways of activity, especially in California, and so it's going to be really nice to see what SES Software does with it in terms of the rework, sorry. However, it's going to be nice to explore the other areas, so obviously the addition of San Jose filling in the surrounding Bay Area itself is going to be really, really nice to experience, and one that I'm really looking forward to. But then transitioning from revamping the old and then just straight up new content, get into an Arkansas DLC. Okay, what am I hitting? I'm not even hitting anything. What's that collision for? Not a clue. The truck is freaking out over something. Is it something around the side? It must be collision boxes or something. Considering this is the oldest area, I'm going to assume that there are some collision boxes on the likes of posts, or even, for example, the speed monitor. If I get too close, maybe it would ding at me because it's overhanging. That's the only thing I can maybe think of, is some weird hitboxes there. Anyways, besides the point, Arkansas DLC, truck stops. Over 20 of them. There's going to be over 20 Arkansas DLC truck stops. Everything from the really large service stations to ultra modern ones with all the bells and whistles you could ever want, and a bunch of features that us ATS players will, of course, either need to use or just like to look at for some of the more scenic bits around it. But there's going to be also the smaller ones, the more classic, quote-unquote, truck stops that are around. The nice small ones maybe have a parking spot here and there, but mainly just for gas or something like that. There's going to be plenty of options around Arkansas for that one, and it's going to be really, really neat. I always love kind of seeing the truck stop blog posts. It's someone call me crazy, although I really do. I'm going to go ahead and roll through the light here. We're running the red light purposefully here. Because let's face it, I've already thrown realism out the door here. I went oncoming lanes to get around the traffic jam. I think I can. Oh, there's a tree. I think I can get away with a bit of a red light there. So we're just gonna do that. But anyways, when it comes to Arkansas, it's gonna be wonderful to see the different variants in it, and that's what I was getting at. I really like the truck stop blog posts, oddly enough, although I really like the nature ones as well, especially for the states that are quite scenic. I always like the truck stops because they add so much character, and you need to use them in ATS. Any ATS player who's played a number of hours on the game will know that you'll most likely use truck stops quite a bit. It's just the nature of the game, and that's of course what it is, and that's a purple truck. My word. Flamboyant. Maybe I gotta do another really flashy truck episode here soon. I stick to the classic colors, and sometimes get a little boring. I understand. I generally like the clean looks, but hey ho, purple is the way to go. Maybe I'll have to try it. I'll try it in a future episode. How's that? Anyways, try and get this thought process through, because I keep circling on myself and getting distracted with all these little squirrel moments, basically. Point is, Arkansas are going to be a wonderful DLC. I always look forward to the truck stops just because of the different diversity there, and we use them quite a bit. So it's going to be really cool to explore the 20 different versions there, and Arkansas is really coming together quite nicely. But not as much as the state that's coming before it, that being Nebraska. We had another Nebraska DLC blog post, that being on cities. The cities blog post outlined 4 cities, if I'm remembering correctly, because I don't have anything written down today, just going off the top of my head. Good old trying to recall what I said in Prime News. But there were 4 cities within that blog post, I believe. Let's see if I can remember them. There's North Platte, definitely. Columbus. There was Norfolk or something like that. Norfolk. And there was one other one, Grand something. I can't recall. I can't recall what the last city name was, but wonderful cities indeed, besides the fact that I can't recall off the top of my head what the names were. Check out the Prime News. I'll try and remember the cards for all the Prime News videos I did up in the card above, or maybe just the Nebraska one. I don't know. I'll see what future Prime decides to do. Nonetheless, just check out the Prime News playlist on the channel, and you'll find the various videos that correlate to those to those news topics, because I don't clickbait, so just search the name Nebraska DLC whatever cities. For example, Arkansas DLC truck stops and California rework, Oakland and San Jose. You'll find the videos quite quickly. Besides the point, 4 wonderful cities, wonderful screenshots as well, and Nebraska is really coming together quite nicely and quite quickly, to be honest. It's an area that is, well, coming very soon, hopefully, for ATS. It's the next DLC on the horizon, at least as far as we know. We have Nebraska, Arkansas, and Missouri all confirmed, unless if I am missing one. I don't believe so. That's what I'm recalling. Wonderful DLCs that are on the horizon, and Nebraska is definitely feeling like it's getting to the latter stages, especially with the blog posts that we're getting on it. It feels like we're getting very, very close, and that's the other thing with the California rework Phase 3. I'm going to assume it will be coming with the next update, that being 1.50, unless if I've missed something, and please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't believe that SES Software has mentioned anything yet about it, so I'm just going to go with it. At least I haven't made a Prime News on it, so it obviously hasn't been officially confirmed in a blog post. But I'm going to assume it's going to come with 1.50. That's just the ATS fanboy, I guess, really hoping that we get something with that, just because it is such a needed phase, the core kind of area, and obviously Santa Cruz is going to be involved with it. We've actually already had a blog post on Santa Cruz, and I've also done a Prime News video on that one as well. So Santa Cruz is also part of the Phase 3. So it's all these areas that are so important, and of course you get the new states, as I've mentioned, the ones that are upcoming with Nebraska, Arkansas, and Missouri. But then you get the reworks, and the reworks are very important as well. I know all my ETS2 fans, which I will be doing another video on that very, very soon. Okay, yeah, definite hitboxes on random stuff, because I'm not getting that close to things. I'm not going to hit stuff. You'll know that reworks are very important, and there's been some highly requested ones. I know over in ETS2, that's about the UK. Very much needed. That is base game and pretty old looking for ETS2, and same over here in ATS. I mean, you have the likes of California. This doesn't look too bad, but when you compare it to, let's say, in previous episodes where I'm over in Texas or in Kansas itself, you get a lot of, you get basically a smack in the face of reality when it comes to what the new standard of ATS and ETS2 is in terms of map content. And for example, take the truck I'm driving, compare that to what say a Peterbilt 579 is. You understand quite quickly how far the game has gone and how far SES Software has come as well, to make sure that the games progress. And so you look at these areas and say, well, you probably don't want, I don't really want to drive in these areas because they don't look as nice. And I'll be first to admit that that is something I've kind of struggled with in creating these videos. As much as I want to drive here in California in these areas, and I'm doing it today mainly to record and document maybe one of the last deliveries I do in the Bay Area with what the original ATS map is, more or less. This is post rescale, of course, but still, more or less original areas. That is something that I'm kind of doing for this video as well, a little bit of a documentation on it. But it also compares the difference between some of the newest areas, even the other phases for California, which we've experienced. If for those who either have the game or watched videos where I've done plenty of content already in the reworked areas, it's very important. And it's really nice to have this whole central band of California being done. Of course, the new states that are coming. The ATS map is growing so significantly. I'm growing significantly as well in the way I create content, and of course the community. Thank you guys so much for all the support there. I do appreciate it greatly, and there's a lot of things changing, but it's just everything's kind of changing at the same time, and it is kind of nice to take a little bit of a walk down memory lane. I mean, I've played ATS for a number of years before starting YouTube itself, and I remember doing deliveries to these areas quite frequently. That's pretty much where you lived, and any player of American Truck Simulator when it first came out will know how significant the Bay Area was to, and honestly is to, the logistics network of base game American Truck Simulator. And I've got to go around the back here, so we're gonna do that. But it's great to have that being reworked. Phase 3 is going to be wonderful. I can't imagine what the other phases are going to be like, what other cities could be potentially coming to California, and it's all stuff we can look forward to very soon. Now, wonderful reverse. Right into the corner here. Lovely. Jeff's sitting on the pallets. He's goes around, moves around very quickly. Somehow got from Oakland to here in Santa Cruz faster than we could. Now, I did not really prepare this that well. This is mighty close out front. Gotta try and spin this around and then figure out how I'm gonna reverse this thing into the spot without one, cheating so I don't get absolutely toasted by you guys in the comments, or hitting that trailer there, which I think I'm gonna have to go for it even more, actually. I despise this drop-off point. I think this is the Walbert, right? Or is this Sell Goods? I can't. I didn't even look at the sign when I came in. Can I see on the back of the warehouse here? There's Walbert stuff. I think it's a Walbert distribution center, whatever it is. Point is, I've always despised this place, and I will continue to do so. And I didn't really pay attention to where this delivery was going to. I more just liked the fact that it was going to Santa Cruz because it was like the only one from Oakland. I didn't really look where it was going. If I would have known it was coming here, I may have actually worked a little bit of content creator magic and tried to get a different delivery by just skipping ahead. But I'm not going to cheat my way out of things. Come on, I'm Prime Simulation. I kind of do most of the time, so I got to try and redeem myself at times here. I don't know how this is going to go anyways. I can't really look out the sleeper window too well there. So how's that? I think we're definitely going to be close on the back side, but I think I need to start turning around here. I don't really know how I'm doing. Honestly, it's not bad. Who knew that, like, this many years of doing this, maybe I'd learn a little bit about the best way to do this, but that's not awful considering the size of this truck. It's a full 53-footer with, well, just a dry van trailer today. It is ownable. Oh, that's the wrong way. I just jinxed myself, saying it would be, I've actually kind of done it, which I actually have, you know, not too bad, with this T680 that's a full distance, or a full length cab, so it's no slouch. But you know what? I'll take that. That's definitely one of the better reverse. Oh yeah, that's actually not bad at all. That's one of the better reverse I've done recently here in ATS, so I will take that quite well. Thank you all so much for watching. What a great episode here in ATS. Great to be back here in the Bay Area. A little bit of nostalgia, and of course, combining the old with the brand new, driving this T680. a nice tasteful sound mod. I know it will be just kind of in the background because I talked way over it. I know some of you don't like it when I do that, but it's the nature of the videos at times, and this sound mod was more of just a supplement, shall I say, to the video itself. The main core is I wanted to drive this truck with this wonderful metallic paint job. But overall, it was a wonderful episode, at least in my eyes. And comment down below what else you want to see from me here in ATS, maybe another game as well. I always like to see your engagement, and I'll do my best to respond to some comments as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.